Why am I making a huge thing about this? Because this is a worldwide issue. These are worldwide replacement requirements under new green energy requirements throughout the world. And there will be many homes and communities that are directly hit with different weapons, whether it's tornadoes, floods, hurricanes, fires, whatever it is. There's going to be a lot of home rebuilding. And that's part of how they're going to shore the economy up, is by all of this rebuilding. And they're talking too about how they will further shore the economy up by changing all of the codes so that building can be far more accessible to developers within the city growth boundaries, which are the smart cities, aka human cages, human prisons. That's what that is.
Right.
Wow.
So today,
I'm underscoring that.
Yeah.
We've talked about a lot and had lots of documentation, thanks to these two amazing women, about, you know, a plan to essentially depopulate the world. But here's my question. Why? Why do you think that they want to depopulate? Maybe Alexandra might have an insight on that with the Illuminati aspect of it.
Yes, please, Alexandra.
One thing is, I believe it's the head of Illuminati who has, or somebody helps him, but it's his thoughts in YouTube channel Lie Killers. And there he speaks about attacking big cities with nuclear attacks, with hard crime. There he says also that he wants to sterilize people, that women will not be allowed to have children at all. Bioweapons he speaks about. Also, he has taken down several YouTube videos from this channel because he could get caught. He could be sued. For example, he threatened Alex Jones to kill him and torture him. He is not saying it's me, but one of the videos is monetized. So Google, YouTube is taking down our videos and YouTube channels as yours with a lot of intellectual property, and this YouTube channel Lie Killers is still there.
Yeah.
With the death threats have been removed, but I have the video. I have saved the video.
Oh.
So
well, I want to tell you, Alexandra, because of you, I started watching some of the Lie Killer videos, and it is really surreal. And so and it's amazing how few views there are on those channels.
Yeah.
And what they say. And I would caution people, because much of it has to do with programming, and there's a lot of hypnotic tools that they use during lie killers. And so watching and looking at some of the subtleties does create a control, mind control. Wouldn't you say that, Alexandra?
Yes, but I am, yes, absolutely. But I am also thinking about how can we handle this legally? How could we, so to speak, profit of this, all of us? Because, how much intellectual property in money we have lost? It's billion altogether. It's billions and billions money. Here, Google, YouTube as a company allows Nazi YouTube channel, typical Nazi, or the worst Nazi style is allowed, and one of video is monetized. So, and you can see also that the owner is from the United States of the YouTube channel. So what do you need more? Shall we pay secret services that are supposed to take care of us so we would be saved when they allow this YouTube channels, and this private company, Google, YouTube, allow this still on while our good videos for humanity are taken down. We should start with courts, and also I would like to have all Americans, I mean USA especially, together, or as many as possible together, to investigate the 3 false flag attacks from 2013 I am talking about. I can specifically say the dates, what I have seen would happen, which person should go to prison. The false flag of 1st of October 2013, nuclear attack, hydrogen bomb. Alex Jones described where the bomb, where the material for the bomb was removed from Dias military.
Wasn't he talking about Austin, Texas as being a location for some of that material, as I might recall?
It was an unmanned capsule, LADI, that was launched from Virginia to on 6th of September 2013. In that unmanned capsule was a hydrogen bomb. It was a nuclear bomb. Alex Jones has reported on 6th of September that I believe on 3rd of September 2013 was removed illegally nuclear weapon from Dias military base in Texas, in northern Texas, to remake a company which is, I believe, in South Carolina for remake. Then they put it into the LADI unmanned capsule that they said it's going to take pictures on the moon. Then it hit California. It would cause EMP. It was heading toward military base, naval military base, Long Beach in California. On 1st of October it would happen, and many people have to know about it. Many people have to know about the false flag top secret Operation Independence of 4th of July 2013. They used also these attacks that you are describing, Jim, with these bursts, or how you call it. It was the same in FEMA Region 3. You could see it on Rev. Michelle Hopkins' channel. Yes. That time, they have launched to, right before, I believe the morning of 4th of July 2013, NASA has launched 2 rockets. One of them contained lithium.
Lithium.
Lithium disbursement, yeah.
And when the fireworks would go off, it was on 3 places they were planning huge attacks against you. You would go into Nazi system then. And then the 3rd one was on 17th of October 2013. Your government was already hiding in underground bases when it was revealed the same day, a few hours before. They wanted to detonate in ocean a nuclear device, probably in Bermudas, and to cause a tsunami.
Yeah.
Before it happened, I knew only it would hit New York and this region. But 1 week later, I have heard from Rev. Michelle Hopkins and other channels that that FEMA has transported a lot of FEMA coffins to Puerto Rico, and that they were probably giving them dreams by how they can do it, influence your mind, that a tsunami will come. So with other words, they wanted to cause tsunami, hold the long eastern coast of the United States, which would kill a lot of people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Well, the problem, I'm sorry, go ahead.
your government was hiding, and
We don't have a government. That's
Yeah.
the important takeaway here.
Our business people,
Yeah.
the business people.
Well, it's a corporate structure,
Right.
and they're utilizing all levels of warfare on us.
But I
So,
would say, Deborah, that the day before they have raised the debt ceiling, so you would pay a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of them. And
well, you know, that's all true, Alexandra, and I'm aware of all of those assaults, those planned assaults. But we're also now looking at the current assaults here with Rothschild through Pacific Gas and Electric, and the plan to outsource future or one aspect of delivering electricity to Earth from energy from out of space. And I'm now going to read a couple of paragraphs that is on the Pacific Gas and Electric website. But before I do that, again, I just want to underscore the fact that the entire government structure knows. The Solarin company is working with the ex-California Public Utility Commissioner, Peavy is his name, and with many, many people that have worked with NASA and through the various corporations of aerospace. And so what we face right now, and that what is happening, are the use of these weapons in California and elsewhere to start fires. But here's what it says on the Pacific Gas and Electric website. Energy from outer space. Energy from outer space, it may seem like the stuff of science fiction, but it's actually closer to reality than you think. Find out how researchers are boldly going where no watt has gone before. That's W-A-T-T. They say where the sun always shines. Now I want everybody to pay close attention to this next paragraph where they talk about solar energy ground-based. Listen to this. Where the sun always shines, solar radiation is the most promising form of space-based power. Space-based power. While a growing solar energy industry already exists, outsourcing to space will help solve a lot of issues. Land-based solar power is limited by the night, cloud cover, and the atmosphere. In space, the sun never goes away. And it goes on. Solar panels in space will be attached to orbiting satellites and stationed, perhaps even on the moon. The electricity generated would be transformed to microwaves and lasers and sent wirelessly to Earth, where it will be converted back to electricity. Now they're using the word would, and they use will and could, but it is. So we've got to, again, look at our language and understand this is an is, this is a now, this is not a could. And it goes on to say, this cosmic energy connection will seem a little far out, but the United States, China, India, and Japan are all working on solar-based power. So then they go on to talk about landing on the moon. And they say the moon is another potential energy resource. Helium-3 is an isotope found in abundance on the lunar surface and will one day help generate electricity using nuclear fusion technology. Unlike nuclear fission, which splits an atom, nuclear fusion combines the nuclei of multiple atoms to produce electricity. Then it goes on, powering Mars. It says the next frontier for space-based power could be providing energy for people who live and work on Mars. NASA has long-term plans to send human researchers to the planet, and there will be a need and a way to keep the lights on. The harsh Martian environment presents a challenge. One promising idea is harvesting energy from dry ice, where dry ice is near a hot surface. It will levitate freely as it changes from solid to vapor, a phenomenon known as the Lindenfrost effect. That's L-E-I-D-E-N, frost, F-R-O-S-T effect. Vapor released from a disk of dry ice on top of a turbine can create a spinning motion to power an electric generator. NASA data shows that dry ice can be and might be abundant on Mars. So I want to tell you, while we're sitting here thinking about who's going to save us, we've got weapons being directed on us from space and captivating and creating natural capital out of everything. And this is a new revenue source to increase taxes on all of us throughout this entire world. Right now, there is a massive plan to literally take a global inventory on all natural products.
Right.
Not homes, because that's not natural. That's the use and detriment to the planet, which is why, think of it like this. If you are a store and it's year end, you've got to massively liquidate what you have as inventory so that you have less inventory, and which equates to less loss. And when you look at what's happening with all the directed energy weapons, with the floods, hurricanes, fires, et cetera, it's a way to eliminate inventory so that they can count what's left. Because what is happening now, it's called natural capital. And we discovered this in Santa Rosa right over the holidays of, I think it was December 27th of 2018, where Santa Rosa in California signed on to Ernst Young. When we researched Ernst Young, it's a global company of accounting that is repositioning accounting based on capital resources. And they're putting a value on everything, counting trees, even putting a value on air. Now, I have a YouTube up about this. When I unrolled this a few weeks ago, it took me a few weeks to come out of the truth trauma that I find I get into every once in a while, as I find out about these unthinkable realities that are occurring before our very eyes and in documents where you can read these for yourselves. And I can only tell you that right now, and in fact, when my husband and I were down in San Jose a few years ago at an IEEE meeting, General Electric was giving a talk, a representative, and he was talking about a global inventory where every single thing would be on a global inventory, all life, all everything, from the beginnings of its creation to the end of life. And that's what's happening now because of analytics and massive data collection and AI. In fact, we have heard from people that are actually hired to go into our forests and count the trees.
Wow. Wow.
Now, you can't make this stuff up. This has been a plan. This is a global transformation of accounting so that everything will be registered, cataloged, inventoried, and charged. Charging for everything that is nature.
Unbelievable, but I do believe it. Well, guys, I want to end up this segment with something positive, at least. Look, we all know that we're getting poisoned by our air, our food, our water, frequencies, and yet both of you guys are, you're just articulate and you're very bright and energetic. So how are you counteracting all of the attacks that you guys are getting, that we're all getting as a society, and still able to be so cohesive?
Yeah, what's the best advice you can give people to battle this?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, why don't you weigh in first, Alexandra, and then I'll weigh in.
Well, one has to have a lot of humor. This planet is a forensic madhouse. The people who runs this planet, I haven't met such crazy and such dangerous people in the most high security forensic emergency ward, I can say. But like 2013, I saw their plan that they want to kill us all, and you see that it would come like lightning suddenly. And when you see the lightning coming, you do maximum, and it's about humanity. It's not about myself any longer, because they wanted to kill the children. And so like it was everyday work to analyze and prevent false flags, write about the false flag each day, and still, and after all these attempt on, they tried to kill me many times, and many people who works with this know how it is. And maybe people could say that, oh, it's a pity she lives practically in a house arrest, because I cannot go out because police want to kill me, army, security services want to kill. But whatever, if you know what your goal is, and I was almost 5 years ago, I was almost atheist. And when I have seen the fate of the head of Illuminati, his Luciferian faith, so I have found my faith. I can see, for example, in his last video on lie killers, the text of the song is that he understands that he is losing. He meant to fall, and he has come long in his plan, but he knew that he must fall. And also when you see films from the Hollywood, which is under control of William Van Damme, also there in X-Men you can hear like if you say to the Illuminati the prophecy, they would fear for the future. If you hear the beginning of the X-Men, it's if you give them power of the prophecy, they would live with fear for the future, the Illuminati, but not us. So the prophecy works for us, or the future works for us. I am very optimistic, even if I see that they want to kill us. Mm-hmm. Personally, I have found others like Kerry Burner, Dr. Catherine Horton, and of course DEBORAH and you, and so that we could maybe work out something legally this year quite quickly to first how much we will give to each person, or how much would each person get for attempted murder, to take take away all debt. We can do it if we are smart. Mm. And well, we can do it in 2019. It was I work for.
All right.
Well, I work for exposing. This is Deborah Tavares with StopTheCrime.net. I think by exposing reality through the documents that are undisputable, and being with the understanding that we are in a battle, and staying on this battlefield, God will determine the consequences of this war. In my belief system, this is a war between good and evil. Mm-hmm. And but we're here to occupy, and we're here to throw ourselves into this battle for humanity and for God, and that will be worked out from that level in my belief system. And I think through the exposing of reality and shifting people from an artificial, evil, Luciferic mindset, we're doing God's work. And I believe that as long as we're breathing, We have to keep doing God's work. And as you said, Alexandra, and with everyone here on this call right now, we're doing, in my opinion, God's work by getting this information out and staying on top of this so that more and more people can continue to live as long as possible. I think there are certain preparations that we can take, given what everyone individually understands to be the problem. I know many people that are storing additional water on their properties, particularly if they're in the country, rural areas, because that is considered in those plans to be unsustainable, and they're burning us out of those areas. That's all part of the burn cycle here, is to move us off of the rural lands and get rid of us. But many people are putting additional water tanks on their property, drilling wells to get to primary water, because water is going to become very scarce and very difficult to get to. And if you're in an area where you run out of water, and you will in many areas, because they're certainly removing through evaporation and through over pumping aquifers and not recharging it, not allowing the primary water to recharge. It's appearing that we're running out of water, and we're not. But we'll be told through the EPA documents that I've looked at that if you don't have water, the health department will come out and relocate you to another area where you can get to potable water. Potable water being most likely recycled water or wastewater treated water. So there's a certain amount of empowerment when people can move forward with as much protection in their daily way in which they live. I know that many people are doing many things, a way in which to psychologically feel some victories in this battle. And in order to continue fighting the battle, we need to consider how we might live longer to be in this battle. And when you're here in Northern California and you are seeing the consequences of these directed energy weapons, and then you see days before the fires, the atmospheric conditions being created, then you see the heavy chemtrailing before the fires, and then after the fires, and then holding all of these poisons and toxins from the smoke down low so that we all marinate in all of these poisons. We have some of the worst weather, air quality ever. So there are things you can do to clean the air up in your homes. People will need to consider more products, more equipment in order to survive. That is just going to be certain aspects of survivability, is being able to clean up your air as best possible. And there's just many things that I believe that we can do to empower ourselves individually so that we can continue to wage in discovery. And I certainly would recommend everybody go to stopthecrime.net, listen to our YouTubes, because we're continuously breaking out stories and things that are occurring. And we're being fenced in through frequencies that we can't see. And I would highly recommend everybody download the frequency symptom list that we have on the homepage of stopthecrime.net. Download that. Keep that with you, because absolutely without exception, everyone is feeling something that's on that list. And if you go to the doctor with the sense that you're confused or that you have some equilibrium problems, generally now we can look at frequencies as being a cause. So I would highly recommend everyone unplug any wireless technology in their homes, clean up the internal home environment. If you are in an area where you can opt out of the smart meter, I would consider doing that immediately. Certainly do everything you can individually to reduce the frequencies, remembering that I started out this show saying that Dr. Ollie Johansson from the Karolinska Institute in a recent presentation said any artificial frequency is poisonous and dangerous to us. And the added thing is form a community of people, like-minded people, help other people recognize so that you're not feeling alone. This can be a very lonely place.
And brainstorm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very. And I'll throw out one more thing. I'm just looking into it now. It's a developing story, but it is really unbelievable. Another aspect of frequencies, but now they have smart rent, and it's electromagnification death to occupants. And what they mean is in apartments now, they're remotely monitoring and controlling every door in the property with your phone, from the building entry and amenity spaces to unit doors. Our keyless system provides a seamless experience for residents, staff, and guests.
Ooh.
So the increased levels of frequencies are entering our environment as new, exciting tech. Stay away from it. Understand that this is all part of an illusion to literally damage us. And I would just do as much as you can with passing out flyers. If you're not one to speak up, pass out flyers. We have flyers in different articles you can download from stopthecrime.net. Everything is of open access on stopthecrime.net. You can use anything at all that you want. We have collected documents on that website for, I would say, close to 15 years now. And I was starting out with talking to Dr. Stan Monteith, who has since passed away. I asked him in the very beginning when we started Stop the Crime, what document would be the easiest document for people to initially read that would assist in their understanding of what we face. And he told me NWO Exposed, 1969, by an insider.
Wow.
And you can download that for free from our resource tab on Stop the Crime. Again, NWO 1969, Exposed by an Insider. And I would recommend reading it. The next document, it would be Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. There are many, many documents, but I would first and most importantly understand our government system as a network franchise. And I would understand that we are the enemy. And it says and tells us that, and it's quite obvious. Senate Report 93549 discusses that as well, tells us that. And there are many books. There's endless amounts of books. I remember when I met Trafficant at a presentation, gosh, I think that was back in 2012. He was presenting the fact that we are a corporation and that we were bankrupted in 1933. And as many of you know, he died in a tragic tractor accident in his barn. But he has the book America's Last Minute Man. So I would look at some of these books. Fruit from a Poisonous Tree is a very, very important book for those of you that need more convincing. It's an amazing book, Fruit from a Poisonous Tree by Melvin Stamper, S-T-A-M-P-E-R. We don't, in my opinion, have an awful lot of time to educate ourselves because of the deprivation through our educational system and how quickly things have amplified. And while there might be some concern in the higher ranking murder teams that we're fast learning of what is happening, keep in mind they've got the weapons, and we don't. Our weapon is through our faith and knowing that we never die. Our souls go on. That's in my opinion, the most valuable weapon of all. And to just live every day in right conduct, always doing the next best right thing. And when you go through the trauma that you will go through learning all of this, know that you do come out on the other side of that, that it's all the process of why we're here. That's why we're here. And I would say learn about water. Go to primarywater.org. I think that's the best news of all, is that we're not running out of water. Share that far and wide. Be proactive in explaining scientific facts. And before it's so psyopsed that there's no about face, because we're looking at policies that have been already approved in all of our cities on all levels of corporate government agencies, our education, public health, fish and game, whatever organizations there are, you can type that in. Even the American Bar Association, followed by climate change. You find that the American Bar Association is creating and imagining new laws to enforce fines and penalties for those that do not cooperate with the climate change requirements. So we are in a completely circled system. It's called a circular economy, and that's been already created. And the inventory of everything is now occurring. And we just have to stay vigilant, talk to one another, share information, and just know through all of this that you're not alone. You're not alone. We're all on this boat together, and we're all learning different aspects of our reality at different times.
Wow.
That's what I would say. And this is Deborah with StopTheCrime.net. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and learn quickly.
Deborah, quickly, do you have a cell phone?
No.
No, you don't. Wow.
Awesome.
Good for you. I've had mine off now for 2 or 3 days. I know there's people that are not very happy. What an amazing 2.5 hours. We are so blessed to have you both on the show. My goodness, I feel honored to have met you now on our show, and we hope to have you both on again real soon. God bless you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And Alexandra, take care. Keep us posted from your neck of the woods and let us know what we face from there, and we'll keep you posted on what is occurring here. Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. God
Thank
bless.
you, all of you.
Thank you.
All
Bye,
right.
Godspeed.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.